Hello students, welcome to this video lesson in ICT for grade 9. This lesson is part of the practical problem solving and programming unit. And today we are going to learn how to write computer programs involving selection. The programming language we are going to use is Python. Let us start by looking at the contents of today's lesson. We will first see what is a selection programming construct. We will see how selection statements are written using the Python programming language, and then learn to write Python programs involving selection. A quick test will be carried out afterwards, and we will end with a recap. What is a selection? While solving a problem, we may reach a point where we have a choice between two actions. Which step to execute next? A decision needs to be made. This decision making is called selection. Let us see a flowchart involving a selection structure. While drawing flowcharts, we use a decision box to represent a selection. A condition or question is tested. If the condition is true, a set of instructions are executed. But if the condition is false, a different set of instructions are executed. In a selection, the computer executes different instructions based on whether a condition is true or false. If the condition is true, instructions belonging to the true block are executed. The false part is skipped. If the condition is false, the true part is skipped and instructions belonging to the false block are executed. In Python, the if-else statement is used to test a condition and execute the appropriate instructions. Start by typing the if keyword. Next, type the condition to be tested. It is very important to note that the if statement ends with a colon. Forgetting to type the colon at the end gives an error. Next, type statements that will be executed if the condition is true. Note how the instructions in this block are indented, that is, they do not start at the beginning of the line, but a few spaces further from the left margin. The else keyword indicates what to do if the condition tests to false. Note that the else statement too ends with a colon. Type the instructions for the false block. Here too the instructions are indented. Let us now write a Python program using the if-else structure. Let us first see the flowchart for the selection program. Our program will ask the user to input a person's age and determine if the person can or cannot register as a voter. Remember, a person below the age of 18 is not allowed to register as a voter. Let us start by listing the instructions of the flowchart. Get the person's age. Check the age. Is age less than 18? If age is less than 18, person cannot register as a voter. But if age is not less than 18, that is, age is equal to or greater than 18, the person can register as a voter. Let us now write these instructions using the Python programming language. We will use the input command to get the age of a person. Type age is equal to input with the prompt enter age of person. Since comparisons cannot be carried out between text and numeric values, we use the function int to convert text to numeric. Int converts a text value to numeric value. Next, we compare the value entered with 18. The if keyword will allow us to make a decision based on the comparisons. Remember, the if statement ends with a colon. The next line instructs Python what to do if the comparison is true. In this case, if age is less than 18, the message cannot register as a voter must be displayed. And the instruction is indented from the left margin. The else keyword is used to tell Python what to do in case the comparison is not true. Note the colon after the else. Omitting it will give an error. The message can register as voter must be displayed. Type the instruction print can register as a voter. Since value 13 was entered for the age of the person, the program correctly displayed the message cannot register as voter. Let us see what happens if age entered is 45. Ask the user to input the age. Enter 45. Convert text value entered to numeric value. Type the condition. If age less than 18, print cannot register as voter. Else, print can register as a voter. Since 45 is not less than 18, the program outputs the message can register as a voter. We learned what is a selection programming construct and when it is used. We saw how if-else is used to write selection statements in the Python programming language. We learned how to write a Python program to solve a simple problem using if-else. We will now have a quick test to assess how well you understood the lesson. There will be some multiple choice questions and some true-false questions. Read the questions carefully. You will have a few seconds to give your answer. Here comes the first question. Question 1. The selection programming construct involves A. Repeating an action, B. Making a choice between two actions, or C. Skipping an action. The answer is B. The selection programming construct involves making a choice between two actions. Option B is the correct answer. Question 2. Which of the following Python commands is used in a selection construct? A. Print, B. Input, or C. If else. The correct answer is option C. If else is used in a selection construct. Next question. The Python if statement ends with a semicolon. True or false? This statement is false. The if statement ends with a colon. Question 4. Statements after an if are indented further from the left margin. True or false? This statement is true. Statements after an if do not start at the beginning of the line, but a few spaces further from the left. Last question. The otherwise command executes instructions when the condition in the if statement is false. True or false? This statement is false. Else is used to execute instructions when the condition in the if statement is false. So that was the last question of our test. I am sure you were able to give the correct answers to all of them. It's time now for a recap of what we learned today. Writing programs to solve selection problems. Here comes the summary. We learned that selection determines which instruction to execute next based on a condition being true or false. In Python, the if-else structure is used to write selection instructions. The if part is executed when the condition is true. The else part is executed when the condition is false. Both if and else end with a colon. Omitting the colon gives an error. Statements under if and else are indented further from the left margin. We have now come to the end of this video lesson on Python programming and writing programs to solve selection problems. I am sure it has been beneficial to you and that you enjoyed watching it. I wish you all plenty of success in your studies, and until we meet for another lesson, it's goodbye.